Hello, fellow Whovians. Get ready for the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. This is our review of the fires of Pompeii. But we, of course, have to start out with a little warning from our good friend Sophie Aldred.
Spoilers! This is Sophie Aldred with the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS.
Hello and welcome, fellow Whovians, to the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. How y'all doing today? It's showtime. That's right, Dan. It is showtime. We've got a great episode for you today. We're back to the reviews, back to David Tennant, and back to the fires of Pompeii, starring two companions and two doctors, but not really. Oh, hi, Christian.
This is really weird. The banner's not coming down when you're on, so I'm just like,
oh, weird. Oh, I bet I know why. Look up in the corner.
Oh, you know what?
You don't have me soloed.
Okay.
So if I go like this,
you know what? Let's do that. There you go.
That'll work.
I see you. Just like,
look, it's me. So the banner did come down.
I'm like freaking out because the banner's not going down. I'm just, what the hell?
No, that explains a lot. Okay, that explains why it was still up. So for those who aren't watching, we got a big crowd today. So Christian's going to be producing. He's going to be off in the corner right up here, but that's where I was. So if I see, this is where I am right now.
Yeah.
If Christian drags and drops, he'll go up here. Just drag your camera to this spot.
Okay. Well, before we do that, I got to do the sip. Because our show is sponsored by Coffee Shop of Horrors, and today's little blue. I was doing the sniffing thing for a while, but I was like, I'm going to drink this. The Nut House. This is hazelnut cream. So, guys, we're selling this over at most of the conventions that we're going to be at. Definitely the conventions we're going to be announcing today. But here's to you guys.
Can't wait to come back down for another visit so we can have some good coffee.
There you go.
Swing.
You're not coming back. What's going on?
Okay, you just grab your window and then you drag it to my
little
tiny window and it switches it like that.
Okay. There we go.
And voila. Poof.
This is not.
Now you're off in the corner.
I am. Good.
Into the corner, you.
Yeah, get the microphone. Got microphones.
We got microphones. You can still talk.
All right, let's get back to
who else do we got here? Let's move on. She's cracking up in the background. So let's bring in Melanie.
Yeah.
Whoop. You go ahead. I brought her, then you took her out. There we go.
We're a professional podcast, everyone. I just want to make sure everyone understands this, even though my hair's all janky. Yeah, we're a professional grade. That's smart that we are putting Christian in the producer spot as he can effectively click and drag very, very well.
Hey,
so this will be a ride. He's
gonna
operate this podcast, this stream, as well as the doctor does with the brakes on the TARDIS.
Oh,
I need a drink.
Let's go.
Wait, I will have a half a drink.
Beverage time.
It's a pineapple squeezy you get from Walmart. You know, a little squeezy.
Stay hydrated.
Sorry.
I got a good bottle of whiskey upstairs. I'll just
let's go. Oh wait, I'm kidding.
Let's go.
Go. Who else is back here?
Who else is back here?
In the shadows.
In the shadows.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Let's see who do we have in the shadows. We've got our good friend Tom, Reverend Amagon.
There we go.
Heyo.
Hello, I'm not touching any buttons. I may shadow produce afterwards, but
What? Oh, he froze for a second there.
I did. Oh, better close out these.
We're gonna have
Thomas
a great day.
felt
We're
my
gonna have a
pain.
great day.
He knows how much trouble this produce being the producer can be on the background. So.
Produce in the U.S. is definitely causing some issues.
Yes,
specifically lettuce, but produce in general, not great. Don't get the bagged stuff.
No, it's particularly
Taco Bell.
Yeah, it's particularly Taco Bell, Taco Hell,
Taco smell.
But anyways, who else do we got? We got the Candyman. Candyman, where are you? There you are, my friend.
All I'm going to say is Christian's coffee explains everything about us today. Welcome to the Nut House.
Accurate.
Yeah, I'm doing well. We're hitting our 4 feet wave from the UK. Yay. So another 30 degrees up, 35 degrees probably tomorrow. It's going to be hot. And we don't have much aircon in the UK. So if I start
jet stream bringing all the heat up there?
I think it's the El Nino.
Okay.
Which is just causing havoc at the moment.
Goodness.
I just want you to know what Florida feels like every now and then.
Yeah. I know. I've been to Florida, but at least it rains at 4 o'clock in most days.
Mm-hmm.
It's true.
We don't.
And then we have a sauna afterwards, but still.
I heard about that. Mark, I heard about that. This is really weird. The reason why your guys are having heat stroke is because you don't have enough pollution? Is that what I'm hearing?
Probably because we don't get London smog anymore. So for some reason, not got any filter.
I didn't know that, Melanie. Well, I heard it's not the big thing, Melanie. But what happens is when they have pollution, it actually reflects back the heat. So when that pollution dissipates, the heat comes down. So it's just like I heard about this and said, is that for real?
I'm intrigued, but kind of also suspect. So unless Bill Nye
says I'm right,
it makes sense. But the other problem is all the pollution. What else does it cause?
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's like best of both evils, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, I'm not saying it's a win. I'm just saying that's just odd.
Either you burn to death or you get poisoned by death.
There you go.
I'm sure
Canada is helping the Eastern U.S. We're giving you a nice shade.
Thanks, Dave.
No problem. The smoke is good for you.
Yeah,
who else have we got in the background?
Yes.
No, Sean, how you doing?
I'm fine, Dave. I'm enjoying the organized chaos of all of this, and I too am avoiding the lettuce because I believe, in addition to Taco Bell, it also is a supplier for a lot of other places, including some grocery stores. So, if you're a lover of lettuce, please check the sources before you. But avoiding that, I'm happy for this episode of the Fires of Pompeii. Speaking of heat waves, I think I don't know. I thought it was hot outside, and then I watched this episode, and I'm like, I think we have it pretty good, So that's just me.
We've Edmonton, a couple hours north of us, has had near tornado level winds and rain and flooding, and we've had concerts flooded out two weekends in a row.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
Kesha got flooded out, and Post Malone got flooded out. So it's been not great in Edmonton, let me tell you. I'm a little bit farther south, so we haven't had it nearly as bad. But
when you said Kesha and Post Malone got flooded out, I was trying to think of a joke, and I'm like, I know there is one, but I just
it got to be there's jokes in there somewhere, but
it's too hot for me to think of one, Dave. I can't do it. It's getting to my head.
That's fair.
It's the heat and the pollution and the lettuce.
And Dan Holyfield for the Candyman says, Candyman, it's 30 degrees in my pants right up. 30 degrees in my house right now, and that's with the AC. Georgia's a tad warm this year. Never mind what I just said. Shut up. Just shut up. Shut up. Shut up.
Dan knows Dan's north of me.
So
like 93 degrees right now.
Kenneth says, we live in Michigan. Taco Bell has closed many of its restaurants. Oh, okay. Wow. Maybe rightfully slow.
Yeah.
And this is why you choose the Nachos Bel Grande. It doesn't have any lettuce. We're good.
There you go. I do want to give a shout out to Roger as well, who mentioned Sylvester McCoy at the Commonwealth Games. Canada's doing really well at the Commonwealth Games, so just shout out to Team Canada at the Commonwealth Games, rocking it.
Awesome.
Picking up those medals, and also Sylvester McCoy. Cool. Go Canada.
With a travel cone on his head. Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, but let's get this thing rolling. We've had enough chaos, so let's bring in Gadget and do some Who Knew News, shall we?
Yes.
Let's just refer to the cards, because the way the world is going right now, and in New York it's for entertainment purposes, not like the poor girl in Pennsylvania who's almost going to be arrested because there's an old Romanati law on the books and everything, and discrimination in Pennsylvania right now against things and stuff. So against that and everything, plus you guys check data center bacteria water, you never know, and everything and stuff. And there's screwworms in Texas in the meat, so be careful out there and stuff. But let's go to a happy time. Let's do some birthdays, because Torchwood might have helped with some of this and everything. But Eve Miles turns a wonderful young 48 years old. I can't believe she's 2 years younger than me. Yes, on the 26th of July, and right now, yes, that's my favorite picture right there. That was just too funny, because he's a funny person to begin with and everything. I met him at New York Comic-Con. Basically, she hasn't really been gracing our screens per se, except that she does have coming up, or she's already currently on the series Gone as Detective Annie Cassidy, as well as she was also on The Guest, Coldwater, and The Hack. Those are her most recent roles, but who's to say with all these reboots and everything, we may see her come back to the screen. Maybe she could be the Doctor. Who knows, and everything and stuff. But let's switch to now a different galaxy or dimension.
Before you do that, I'm just going to say to viewers, I can't prove this whatsoever, but at the convention she was at with this little picture, it could be argued that she had a little bit of an alcohol blood content higher than normal. So it was just basically at the convention that was there, it had like one broom out for everything for the panels, for the vendors and all that stuff. But
so it's an 18 plus, Christian. It was an 18
I wouldn't say an 18 plus. I just think that
having fun, living the best life.
Exactly. There you go. You hit it the best. So yes.
But if you're under the drinking age, we don't condone that.
Yeah. Well, of course not.
No. You just have a few people you have to remind that about, everything. But like I said, let's switch different dimensions or galaxies, because Nana Visitor, she turns, and I still can't believe this, 69 years old. Doesn't look it, doesn't act it, and was very surprised when I was looking at through everything and stuff that she's a fellow New Yorker who had a good life, married 3 times and is happy with her 3rd and everything, 2 sons, and one was actually with Bashir, believe it or not, when she was married to him. And he made his actorial debut inside of her, because that was actually her pregnant with their son. And let's see what else has been
just an odd comment. So okay, I'll take it.
No, that's his first acting role. All the kids in Hollywood, that's their first acting role.
All right.
I mean, you had what was it, Debbie Reynolds and Carrie. Carrie was her first acting role was while she was doing the dance in one of her movies and stuff. She didn't even know she was pregnant with Carrie. So That was the first acting role, as everybody says. But her last one for television with Star Trek was Lower Decks as Kira, reprising her role in the Hear All, Trust Nothing episode. And lately, just portraying in Comic-Cons and everything. But otherwise, that was her last episode on TV and stuff. So I'm hoping to see her at the next Comic-Con, especially this one with the 20th anniversary of New York Comic-Con. But here's the thing a lot of fans have been trying to speculate about with everything, because there seems to have been a crossover kind of mentioned in, you said it was Strange New Worlds, if I'm saying it correctly, because I don't get Paramount.
Oh, before you go on,
somebody was traveling in a box with somebody.
Well, wait a minute. Before you go on, did you mention she was in Torchwood?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I mentioned Eve was.
Oh, okay. Yeah, actually, she does a crossover into the WHOniverse via Torchwood Miracle Day.
I forgot about Miracle Day because I hadn't seen most of the episodes.
The Torchwood we haven't talked about. Or afraid to talk about.
One my mom likes.
I did not know that. Both of our birthdays are both technically Torchwood.
Yep. As I was trying to look up when I was looking up her history, but I didn't see any Torchwood crossover. So thank you for mentioning that, Christian.
No, she was in Torchwood, I think, for 2 episodes. They had a lot of odd crossovers. They had who plays Q? John Delancey. They had Ernie Hudson, and they had Nana Visitor. And I was just like, wow, they really pulled out the.
We could say it's a holodeck thing, right?
Well, for whatever reason, nobody talks about Miracle Day, so we just pretend.
Just like some avatars and Fantastic Fours. But like I said, there was a crossover because it seems, and you guys have to help me with that because I don't get Paramount. The lady that lives like the Doctor at Forever and stuff, she had traveled in a box and mentioned it to Captain. Was it Captain Pike? Is that it, or
that's Captain Pike? Yeah.
Yeah. And everything, and it turned out Sci-Fi Channel and the writers had actually talked with the Who writers, and they were going to do a crossover, but it never panned out. There was never any time for it and everything. But you can catch that on the Sci-Fi Channel or on YouTube to see the actual episode of how they were explaining it. Because what if there was a reboot? Because my reboot would be, let's go find Jenny and see what her adventures have been like, because Moffat says it would not, do so well as a reboot in the sense of it requires more like of maybe a soft reboot. Normally you reboot something, you can tell it's a reboot like he did with Sherlock and everything. But if you do a soft one, maybe I'd say go in a different direction, find Jenny because she's been traveling, see how many times she's regenerated and that she's looking for the Doctor. That'll be a whole, and then we bring the Doctor back that way, I still like my other theory of having them rewind time and everything and go back, But that's another story. But who's to say? Because, we don't know. And especially with everybody throwing their hat into the ring for Tender, especially BBC announced they were. And then at Comic-Con, it seems that Dean Devlin was approached, and it seems his production company, Electric Entertainment, seems to be putting their hat in the ring if they can find out if they can transfer because it's a different system format from PAL to NC. I can never pronounce that, and I was also a videographer. the PAL to conversion and everything. So we'll see what happens because I would love to see Dean do it because I met him with the past when we had, if you've seen our pictures with him and stuff from years ago. Very nice guy, loves Doctor Who, and I think he would do it justice and everything, especially what he does with the librarians and the Ark and Stargate, let's see what happens, with that. But also, because I know I'm stalling on that one. I'm not going to say that until last. But those of you in the BBC community, and I know Candyman has spoken about this before and everything, but you guys don't like your TV license. And I understand why, because looking at the way it's set up, looking at everything and stuff, according to even some of the people involved in this, they said that it's dropped by 80% of the households. They told the committee that the license fee has dropped, and TV is legally required to watch. But that's the same as cable here. I pay $400 a month for cable. How cheap is it there, Candyman?
Mute, Mark. Mute.
A moot.
The problem you got in the UK, it's not an optional thing. You have to pay. If you got a TV, you have to pay for your license. And if you want cable or Sky or any other subscription, that's additional to what you have to pay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because they're saying.
Sorry, Karen.
Yeah, because they were saying that the TV license model as a busted flush and a no longer fit for purpose. Do you see it that way?
The problem is like, if people are not watching it, why should they pay for it?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the problem. People are realizing if they don't watch things. So when it started off, it used to be just for black and white TV and color TV. You would have two different TV license, and then they introduced it to okay, now you got color TV. Oh, you can watch it on a laptop. Now, anything which has got ability to show channels, so whether or not it's a PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and any of that, you still need a TV license. Oh, you're not watching BBC? Well, we're going to change it to any live TV, but BBC just gets a whole.
So that's why that gentleman was probably canceling all the subscriptions. They probably had it on laptops and everything. Yeah. That makes sense and stuff, because they even said here, we can and should be doing as much as possible on enforcing the license fee collection under the current model, but it's yesterday's model and it no longer fits, as we need to make a case to BBC and shift the license fee model. What would you shift it to? Would you shift it to like mine, which is a phone, internet, and TV for $400 a month?
No, no, that's the thing, is it's not a like a T-Mobile or ATT subscription or Bell subscription. It's just purely for TV. So if they had like a ISP like Virgin Media or Sky, which can do phones, cellular networks or mobiles, as we call it over here, and TV, that's a different story. But BBC doesn't have all that. It only has free-to-air channels or public service TV and radio. That's one thing they do. The BBC do a lot of radio channels in the UK. And BBC iPlayer. That's it. That's all you're paying 180 quid for.
And that a month or a year?
That's a year.
That's still cheaper on them.
But you're not getting any of the benefits. It's not like you're getting like with your connection gadget, or I don't know how it works in the US, but it's normally a package deal. So you get your Wi-Fi, your TV channels.
I get all the channels except for the ones I have to pay for, like the Japanese channel or any of those other ones. I get phone and I get internet.
Yeah. So with BBC, you still need to pay for your internet and your phone and everything on top of that 180 quid.
Mm-hmm.
Still might be cheaper because it's $400 a month here.
So basically, it's just a licensing fee, which is separate from. It's like you bought a car, and now the BBC is going like, "Do you want tires with that?" So
it almost also sounds like it's from an American perspective with our cable bills or even our phone bills. There's like usually a surcharge or a tax that's built into it. That can be.
Do they take it out of your? Oh, sorry, Melanie.
No, you're fine. I see it's for the US. We have different fees that are for, like, if it's for a phone, that there is something that's kind of built in for emergency services to be able to call 911 and all those other little things. And when it comes to the television, there are little regulatory fees that help pay for other things, which is what I'm kind of used to. And in thinking that it's kind of that's our similarity of what the BBC has, or the UK has. But if I don't pay for cable, I don't pay those fees.
Yeah, we get antenna TV.
But I still have a TV, and I can just use an HDMI antenna. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, and that's the problem right now with everyone in the UK, they don't have that option. They're like, "Oh, you have a television? Give us money." You're like,
yeah. No. So basically, the best way to explain it is like having a Netflix subscription, but you're forced to pay for it.
Mm-hmm. How do they force you? Like, that's what I was curious. Like, do they, when you do your taxes every year? I don't know how you guys do taxes in the UK, but do they take it out of your taxes every year?
No. If you don't have a TV license, you get fined, and if you don't find the thing, you go to prison.
Like, if you don't have a television,
you're risking prison.
But people can lie about it basically. Like they can say I don't have a television and not pay it basically.
And then you have people knocking on
They come to the door
and check your house if you allow them in.
Okay.
That's what happened to
I
my
didn't
friend
know.
in Japan.
Yeah, I really that really scares me because I was watching a fellow YouTuber, Heel versus Babyface. He was describing what transpired. So he gotten I think 3 or 4 letters, and he is adamant. It's like I'm not going to pay this fee, and he's to me, from what I understand, if I'm not wrong, Candyman, 500,000 people have jumped off the boat, and they're doing everything to keep the BBC going. They're saying that, you know, if you get a subscription to which I think is just ridiculous. If you're getting a subscription to something else, then there will be a tax that goes to the BBC. I'm just like, wait a minute, I'm paying for this. Why are you getting money for it? And I understand that happens by principle, especially what is it now, Melanie? It's like NPR, PBS. But I'm just thinking to myself, listen, if there's 2 restaurants, an A and a B fast food service, I love A. B sucks. I don't want anything to do with it. I hope they shut down. But if I go to A, I'm going through the drive-through, and then the person at the window goes, hey, some of your money is going to go to B. I'm like, I don't want any of my money to go to B. They suck. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what's coming at the BBC is people are saying, hey, and this is what I understand. I feel, and this was a quote that I heard, it was just like, instead of punishing people for leaving, why don't you give them a reason to stay?
That would make too much sense.
And I think the BBC is now finding out.
Yeah, because in the US, like in the US, if you have a television and you have cable, you automatically get the FCC regulatory fee, you get your local franchise fees, you get your public access fee, and I mean it's like, you know, one's $1.47, one's $3 and change, blah, 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 you know, what have you. But the crux of it is, I agreed to purchase cable, and fine, I have to have the fees. Yeah, if I don't want to have cable and someone's not knocking on my door saying you need to give us money to fund our television, I'm like, I don't watch your television. That's it. That to me, that falls under our own public knowledge of or perception of, you know, consent and having autonomy over your own, you know, little domicile and knowing what you want to do. So it's complex. It's interesting. I understand that BBC needs money, but package it into like a cable subscription. Package it somewhere else. Don't force your people to pay for your stuff.
That's why I was confused. That's what I was confused. It's okay.
Go ahead, Sean.
Go ahead, Sean.
Yeah.
This is another show.
I was just saying that's what I was confused about, because I keep hearing people online, especially in the kinds of circles that I like to avoid on the internet, on YouTube, talking about how, you know, there's all this stuff in the show, I'm not going to pay my license. I was just confused about, like, if they just charge you automatically when you pay your taxes, or if you say, like, if you have a television, because you said like they require you to pay it, but I'm like, is that like a thing where it's like technically they require you to do a lot of things and they don't? Because I was like, if a lot of people are skirting it, it's like, are people just lying about it? Because it sounds like they're not taking it out just like automatically for everybody. Like, you, like, kind of in the US, like, you can't just not pay your taxes. Like, you technically can, but something bad's going to happen. That's kind of what it sounds like, what you're saying. Like, you technically can not pay it, but you don't want to do that, basically, is what you're saying.
I'm sort of saying is that basically, if you got a TV and you watch BBC or any live channel content, you need to have a BBC license. If you don't have a BBC license, they will issue you letters. If they don't get a response,
so it's an everybody thing. Okay,
it's every household. It's done by household.
You get it from me. I'm a dumb yank, and I've always had cable, and I'm like, I don't understand. Can you explain it 5 more times? So I'm sorry about that. I just having a public service that works is something completely foreign to me. So
try having black and white TV and then getting wireless cable at 12, then going to cable and everything, and you want your black, and now you're back to color but antenna TV because nothing's on cable. Try that.
I think it's also something. I'm not trying to sound down this in a weird way, but I think it's now NPR, PBS, and BBC doing something that they weren't expecting. They need to grow up and get into the capitalism world, because at some point, even heel versus babyface is going like, hey, if you think your shows don't stink, why don't you commercialize them? Sponsor your own self. Get ready for this. If you think, why do you have to why do you have to grab it from people? People want to watch your content. They should gravitate to where you are, and they will spend money. They will watch. But BBC, now it's time that you need to demonstrate against, and this is a hard thing for them, but I think they got comfortable and they didn't realize, hey, Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, Tubi, all these guys are now competing, and they're getting the watches, and BBC's losing out. That's 500,000 is incredibly bad. And also, Dave, didn't they put out that video that said, what was it? What did the BBC
ever did to us?
Yeah, what has the BBC ever done for me? Which I thought was, in my opinion, was narcissistic. I'm like, I think that was totally narcissistic of them, because that was not the question they should have been asking at all. And then they were going back into the past and going, oh, by the way, you see all this stuff. Was it Strictly Come Dancing, Doctor Who, all that? And I said, guys, you effed up. You should not be asking what the BBC has done for me. It should be, what can the BBC do for me?
Yeah, and also what weird as well, Christian, they did a radio version of it as well.
It was just,
they've done the advert one, which I shared in the group, which you can go on YouTube and watch it. But they've also done a radio version, because remember, BBC radio stations are about 20 of them at least, plus all your local BBC stations. So the license also sponsors the radio as well.
Yeah. And they're also looming, I don't want to get into the politics, but they're getting hammered for their little news article, their documentary that they messed with. And I was just like, okay, guys, that's another, what was it? I think it's now up to 15 billion. It was just like, whoa, okay. But guys, you didn't say, hey, you know what? We screwed up. We messed up. They doubled down. And I'm just like, okay, what are you guys doing over there? Come on. What's going on? If you're going to do the news, do the news. You were the people that we focused on a lot when it came to news. BBC, for me, for the longest time, was the paramount. They were the, this is the news that you listen to. And then after they got caught with that documentary, it was
propaganda.
It was propaganda. I'm just like, guys, you got caught. This is the point where you either own up or you shut up, and you're wondering why people are abandoning you. But that's just my opinion on that.
That's fine. Shall we move on and get back to what?
Yes, I was just going to say.
It depends, because what happens when Doctor Who comes back? Will it be commercials or no commercials?
Speaking of commercials, let's go to commercials. And then when we come back, we will.
Please, because I've been avoiding this topic like the plague. I've been avoiding this topic. But I have to say it.
Go ahead.
You got the pictures ready, because it is about a certain convention that if people talk to me privately, I will explain a lot and everything and stuff. But those of you that have taken part in this and are not part of what I know to be fact from others, allegedly, basically the convention is still on for August 14th to the 16th in Holtzville, New York, Long Island, at the Islip Airport. Its address is 1730 North Ocean Avenue. It floods over there. Grandmother was in Holtzville. That's why I'm just laughing at this right now, too. Basically, due to cost efficient and rising prices or to run a con, because it's not the first time they've canceled on people and vendors. and went under another name too.
Let's just stick with the topic.
Will be indefinite hiatus after this convention, but it is not canceled because what I did say was fact and is known and everything. But yes, it is gone on hiatus, and this is when you would get. There's still tickets available. They're saying they want to make it their last hurrah and stuff. So I say, Christian, start seeing if you can get the guests right now from that and everything. But
well, to make a long story
Katie
short,
will be there.
Katie will be there. I
David.
think.
Yeah.
There's going to be a
There
lot
are
of
certain
celebrities.
Yeah, they
artists.
will be. Certain people there. Certain people will be there and everything.
There's a lot of Doctor Who alumni, artists, people, authors. So if you want to check it out, this is going to be at least for right now. They're going into tender, so that they're going to be on hiatus.
Yeah, they're going to
after
have
this
Eric
August,
Lucen, Mark Ayers. They're going to have Rebecca Nation. They're going to have Samir Arin, Philip Siegel, Sarah Louise Manson. Fraser always shows up. Paul Jericho, Matthew Waterhouse, Peter Davison, and Katie Manning.
Okay.
Plus, they said they're at Rob Sherman will be there, Jane Goddard, Jason Ellery, Brian Solman, Keith Barnfather, and
just a lot.
My favorite person, John
You
Peel.
can go to the website if you want to check them out. You can go on their Facebook page and purchase tickets if you want. We just want to express that they will be having a show this year, and this will be it. And then they're going to go to a hiatus.
They're going to tender. Yeah.
Right. So without further ado, let me go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and just add a couple more things to the Who News real fast. First of all, we did miss a birthday. This is Zion Kiros.
No.
So Zion, there you go. And Dr. Doom is right behind him. Happy birthday, our very own Zion Kiros. Thank you for all that. We get your butt back here and start doing some reviews and stuff.
No, he's having more fun out there.
Also, a couple days ago, as of 1980, Caddyshack has become the movie 46 years old. That scares the hell out of me, Melanie. Why? And unfortunately, we were going to do something at Ancient City Con because the restaurant is right next door to Ancient City, and I just found out a couple days ago that last month was their last day, and it kills me because the whole shopping plaza is being bought out. But regardless, happy birthday to Caddyshack for their 46th birthday. Good grief. It's been that long since we returned to the shack out there. And on a personal note, I just want to thank Sophie Aldred. Our friend Sean Levy came up and he brought me that book right there. And this is the actual book itself. And this thing is damn thick. And we'll provide the link if you want to check out the book for yourself. It's the Ace Jacket, the Inside Story. There's like tons and tons of things going on over here. And if you're kind, you might be able to get Sophie to sign it with Sean. And they're visiting here. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the Who Knew News, and we're going to come back with Dave. We're going to review the episode The Fires of Pompeii, and we'll get to the Doctor Who poll at the end of that. So without further ado, Dave, you can go ahead and tell me when to hit a button.
Go ahead and hit the button, Christian. Push the button.
We'll be right back.
We'll be right back.
Didn't do anything with that.
Well, we're waiting.
I didn't listen to that voicemail. I'll tear open that letter you sent. Don't you tell your friends I want you back. I gotta leave you now unread, because you've already said those words that switch my heart to dead from loving you. So you'll stay ghosted and I'll stay focused on sewing clothes. The spell stays unspoken, a dark silhouette of a marked man and broken. Right down, I didn't listen to that voicemail, a TikTok, that story you sent. Don't you reel me in to get me back.
So what's your favorite Western? Is it this one or maybe one of these? Is it a revisionist Western, an anti-Western, or maybe it's an all-time classic? Whether your favorite Western is in black and white, vibrant Technicolor, a spaghetti Western, a neo-Western, a comedy, or maybe it's only really Western in spirit. Whatever it is, this is the podcast dedicated to determining the top 100 Westerns of all time. Every second Monday on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. It's Horses on Film.
Are you tired of toxic fandoms? Do you wish we could go back to being happy? So do we. We created the Happiness Patrol to get away from all of the toxicity in fandoms, in life, and so we decided we wanted to do a show about something that makes us happy. And in our second season, that's movies that make us happy. So join myself, Cameron, Scott, Jessica, and Melanie on Happiness Patrol at youtube.com/@happinesspatrolshow.
Hello, my name's Sylvester McCoy. Welcome to the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS.
And we're back. Welcome, everybody, to the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS and our review of the Fires of Pompeii. What was that? Oh, just laugh. Okay. Hello. We're going to have a great discussion now. We kind of got a little bit sidetracked. It took us a little bit more time than I would have liked on the in the news. That's okay. So let's get into this. And I will start with Tom. What is your rating 1 to 10 TARDISes on Fires of Pompeii?
A little. Holy crap! I forgot something was mentioned. I forgot what I was going to say. Okay, why was Thor crying? I'm asking that question.
What's your number, Tom?
So 1 through 5, right?
1 through 10.
1 through 10. That's what I thought. I liked it, so I'm going to give it a 9.76.
All right, that's a good rating. That's a good rating. Sean, how about you?
I gave it an 8 out of 10.
Excellent. And Melanie?
8 out of 10.
Excellent.
I thought I was special.
I'm sorry.
Oh, you're very special.
I heard Sean. I'm like, I want to be in the same club as him.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's nice.
Bestie.
That's very sweet. Okay, I feel better now.
Okay.
Yay. Candyman, what about you?
7.9.
1
Not
foot
quite.
out of the club.
Not quite.
You all overbid.
What? It was a good episode.
Gadget, what about you?
10. I liked it because of all the stuff.
All right.
Because we get to see something in there too.
And Christian, what about you?
8.5.
8.5. Excellent. So for those who aren't around, we do this TARDIS is 1 through 10. We'll start giving us one thing that we really liked about it, one thing we really didn't like about it. Starting at the bottom, which is surprisingly Mark with a 7.9 as the bottom of the barrel.
One thing which is really good about it, the storyline is fantastic. I can't knock the storyline. I just think it's gone a bit dated. So if you watch it now, I think if they remastered it, I think it'll probably put up the numbers to about 9. And that are we going through? I know we're almost running out of time, so that'll be my quick points, and we can discuss it later. Move on to someone else.
All right. Well, then let's we'll work our way backwards through the 8s and go Melanie. Melanie
Okay.
next. You gave it an 8. Why an 8? What's something good? What's something bad?
Yes, the storyline's amazing. I really did enjoy that they tried doing something that wasn't in England, that they went for a different area, that they went for something a little period, that in this episode there's a lot of great costumes, there's a lot of great scenic design, there's yes, we're they're out in the middle of nowhere, England. No, wait, no, they actually went and filmed this, I think, in person. Hold on, now I gotta go triple check. But yes, I loved the production design. I love the costume design. I like the sets. I thought that was all fantastic. The thing I didn't like is, to kind of echo Candyman a little bit, is if you watch it now, I think it's kind of tropey, where I wasn't a huge fan of him going back and saving just one. But I mean, that's kind of what the Doctor does now. And at the time, it was like he didn't, and now kind of always does this. So now it's just kind of a kind of, this is kind of, I have a tendency going forward, referring whenever he does that to the, he's pulling another Fires of Pompeii thing. But again, that's just me.
It's just
it's the beginning of the trope.
I just like the fact they had a Radio Shack back then.
Right. And it's an 8. It's not like this is a bad thing. This is the only bad thing I could pick at ish. Maybe. All right. Now I got to see where it was filmed. Sorry. Go ahead.
That's fine. Yeah, I'm curious. Now that you've mentioned it, I'm curious.
I'll bring it up in a minute.
All right, that works. Also with an 8, Sean. Why an 8? What's good? What's bad?
Yeah. Before I do that, I want to ask, how late are we actually going today? Are we about to be done?
About 10 minutes.
Yeah, we're gonna try and keep it. We're trying to keep it to an hour-ish, hour and a bit.
Okay. Well, then, super fast. Yeah. So, I guess I'll start with what I didn't like, though, because it's almost perfect until we start to get to the 50-60% mark, and then we get the scary monsters as the mechanism for why the Doctor had to destroy Pompeii. I don't think we necessarily needed that. I think the gears could have worked okay for that. I think or the little they could have been making a circuit board or something in there that was going to cause destruction. But I guess the monsters put kind of a manifestation on it. It did put a little bit of classic Doctor Who silliness on it. But the reason why I think it's redeemed to an 8 is the good thing, which is this episode's very important, because it sets up, as Melanie said, the whole thing of, I don't want to do this, I have to, I wish I could save them, I can't save them. This, going forward, even though it's in the 4th season, going forward with Matt Smith and even Peter Capaldi, this is the episode that really laid this out, I think, and it hits so hard because this episode is so harrowing, it's hard to watch at the end. Every time I watch it, I forget how horrible the scenes are with the eruption at the very end, but it has everything. It's got the time travel aspect, it's got the scary Soothsayer and what he soothsaid, and I think it really, I think it brings it all home with the please save someone. The Doctor doesn't need to say the whole, I'm so conflicted because sometimes I don't want to give myself false hope. You can see it on David Tennant's face. Catherine Tate's perfect, and I think it redeems it all and makes it really important.
There we go. That works. See, that wasn't so hard keeping things brief.
Can
Dave,
I
for me, that's painful. That is rewriting my entire biology.
You like going on, I know that, and I'm very sorry.
How dare.
Okay. Filming locations. The 2 studio locations were in, and I'm going to butcher this, Treforest and in Rome. And on location, yes, they went to Mount Vesuvius in Naples. They did go to Cardiff. They were in Gloucestershire. I can't remember. Oh Lord, there's a Welsh name in here, so I'm not going to attempt it. And of course, they were in our favorite Tarf's Well quarry.
Yes,
that's enough. So they were all over the name place. So, and some of it was in Italy.
Everywhere.
Don't do that, Mel.
Thank you for that, Melanie. We appreciate that.
You gotta be careful with that.
Yeah, we appreciate all that. No, those little details help, right?
Yes.
Kristen, you gave it an 8.5. You jumped ahead of the curve on this one. Why an 8.5? What's good? What's bad?
8.5 because one of the good things I really think was the strength of this was the relationship between the Doctor and Donna, the Richard Donner cut. Yes, it was that relationship, that dynamic, that she is now understanding what we have been seeing in him through his head. Like, I have to make this decision. I have to do what is right. And, the self-proclaimed Time Lord hero that comes out, and it's like, it's either this or everybody dies. So you finally get to see an inclining, and you see what we've always loved about companions in the past. They balance out the Doctor. They're the ones that say, hey, you know what? And I to me, Melanie, I did love that scene because it's like, don't save everybody, just save somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Just save something through. And that to me is when you start to see the Time Lord victorious kind of just peeking out, where he has the heart of all the devastation that he's ever come across throughout his time, throughout every galaxy, throughout every death, one person or millions of people. He's seen it. And here's this typical human going, just save somebody, not just everybody, just one family. And plus I do like Peter Capaldi. So if you want to see these two doctors together, this is the only time that you kind of see them right now. Other than that, the bad part was, I did get a little hokey at times. Also, don't forget Karen Gillan showed up in this one. This was kind of her first adventure.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't really have any bad parts. It does kind of get campy, but that's the charm of the Doctor Who. It starts getting campy, and then when everything starts kicking in, it goes further south, and then then we come to the ending of the resolve. I really don't have something bad about this. This is really good Doctor Who. Maybe 8.5 was a little low, actually. But it's an episode I'd watch again. This is an episode I recommend. This is an episode I would recommend to somebody who has never seen Doctor Who. If you say, hey, here's my top 10 list of gatewaying people into Doctor Who, this would be one of them.
There you go. No, and you can change your rating. If you want to say this on reflection, this is better, go for it.
I'm committed. So 8.5. I'll stick with it.
All right. And that's not
Appreciate
a bad rating to begin with at all, right?
No, it's no. This is not a bad episode. It's not a bad rating.
No, exactly. Tom, you gave this a 9.76.
7.6.
I had my own Mount Vesuvius eruption. Everything fell out on him. Yeah, as a 9.76.
Better than a 6.7.
6.7.
There we go.
So Christian never said everything because it has two doctors. It has two companions. The Doctor with the water gun, silliness. It's hilarious. Yes, I would recommend it because, and of course, as Christian said, with Donna saying, at least save them, because can't save everyone. Mount Vesuvius is going to happen. People are going to die, but at least them. Have your heart. It's a TARDIS. You're not going to. Yes, I'm not expecting you to save everyone, but you made friends with them. You saved them from what happened beforehand. At least save them from this. They can, it's not going to change history. So it was very important. Of course, leads into the futures. Like when the 12th says, "Why this face?" Spoilers. You haven't figured that out. So the silliness, the bit of darkness, Karen, the soothsayers. Soothsayer says what? I don't know. Jean Grey. Anyway, so yeah, 976.
There she is. There's Karen.
Yay!
I think that's actually the only thing I didn't like about this episode, and it's not the fault of the episode. It's just the way that things came out. Was that it was? Why do I remember this phrase? I was never comfortable about that because that actually meant that the Doctor, in some form or fashion, could actually manipulate his regeneration. That's what I loved about the regeneration. It was a lottery, So I never kind of appreciate. I kind of.
How do you get sixes?
They never explain it, and two different people. There's actually a comic book that I saw that the Sixth Doctor. Here's the comic book that I was reading. It was the Sixth Doctor and Perry, and she noticed they came across what was
a
it?
Guard.
Yeah, the guard that looked like the Sixth Doctor, and she's going like, they look alike, and for some odd reason, the way that they wrote it in the comic book is that they are not alike because they're completely different. Even though they look alike to Perry's eyes, they are completely different people, and that's how they distinguished them. I thought it was a great attempt, but
I will disagree with you, Christian, on that one, because then you got Romana, who decided to choose what she looked like.
Mm-hmm. I got what you're saying, but I always thought that was this distinction between Time Lords and Time Ladies. That the Time Ladies could actually, at the time before all this happened,
that
the Time Ladies could manipulate their regeneration, where the Time Lords, the male version, could not. So, but
didn't they do that with the Third Doctor, when the Second Doctor basically, and the Third Doctor and the Time Lords choose what the Third Doctor looked like?
That's a good point.
I'm just pointing out there. I'm not.
No. I'm just saying when it comes to them, when it came to the Self Time Lord, they could not arrange it. Maybe the Time Lords had something. I meant the Sisterhood of Karn. They had Starbucks beverages that could manipulate what you were doing. So maybe they did perfect it, but they got to choose. Whereas opposed to if the Time Lord does it himself, aside from being female. They were on their own, but I mean, it is what it is.
Canon is all over the place. It's Doctor Who. There is no such thing as canon. It's all canon. Everything and nothing is canon.
Canon blew itself out of the water.
So. There you go. And it just adds to the mythology. And if it contradicts itself, so be it. It constantly is contradicting itself. So anyways, that leaves us with the 10 gadget. What's why a 10? What's something that's good? What's something that's not so good?
I gave it a 10 because, like, when I first saw it, I had commercials, I had Disney XD and all the other stuff. So finally getting to see it without commercials or anything, I was laughing at the translations. I was laughing at the other things. Finding that we have a companion and a future companion, future Doctor. Spoilers and all the other stuff. It was just funny in how the story actually flowed, and the reason I liked it was because it brought the Doctor back to humanity. It's finally like where he's supposed to be. Like, I'm gonna start saving again. He got over Rose. He got over everything. He basically is like, I'm just gonna save somebody, and I'm gonna, because she gave him back his humanity, even though he's Gallifreyan, but. I love how the house gods after, and I just love the campiness that was going on in there because I was watching all the little things, like you see Karen in the corner as they're trying to kidnap Donna back. Like, I was laughing more than anything. It was like a comedy of errors. That's what I was watching, like a Greek tragedy, but actually a revival. And it's funny how Loki is hosting the thing on Hulu about Pompeii with Disney Plus. Instance that we picked this episode around the same time.
Just coinky dink.
Coinky dink. I don't believe in coincidences.
Yeah.
Especially the cards. 3 of Pentacles.
Dave.
Well,
what did you do?
What do I give it? I give it an 8.5. I came into this thinking 8, but I kind of, like Christian, I'm like, you know what? It can go up a little higher. So 8.5. I really did enjoy the storyline in general. I love that it's a historic episode. Those episodes are always interesting to see how they intertwine reality and fiction. I loved that the Doctor had to cause the explosion of Pompeii and the death of all these people. I think that was a meaningful and heavy thing. The aliens were a nice touch.
Moisturize me.
Moisturize me.
That's right.
Discuss, as part of this, and the soothsayers all breathing in the dust of the aliens and of Pompeii. Coffee. It was really well done. The Soothsayer plot was a lot of fun. It's another view into the vortex, into the time travel subplot of the entire series. There's traveling through time and space, and then there's being able to peer through time and space. And I think that's a really neat thing that we don't get to see very often. The one thing I didn't like was the augur, Lucius. That guy. Oh, I just pushed the button. We both just pushed the button. Go ahead. There we go. I want
you to relax, dude. I want you to relax.
Gary Busey?
I had it there because I knew the picture was there, and then I knew it was there. I couldn't stand him.
It's Jake Busey.
He always just seemed like something smelled bad, and not the sulfur of the volcano.
Well, he had a stone arm. I mean, he was hard,
Yeah, like I just did not like him as a character. That was one of the things that brought this down for me. I think the stone tablet circuit board was kind of a really neat, and they could have gone into that a little deeper than they did. But I did like the premise there. I loved it. I mean, we're watching this in reverse. I love that Karen Gillan's there. I love that Capaldi's there. But taking out that they are a future companion and a future Doctor, they did really well. Karen Gillan just has a good soothsaying presence there. She's ultimately a minor character, but still feels important. Capaldi is a major character. He's important. And he has a little bit of goofiness to him, but still a lot of weight. And I really enjoyed his performance. The man is a terrific actor. He's terrific. He's a terrific singer. He's a terrific everything. Let's just be honest. The man is amazing.
Family starts coming together because they were kind of just your typical. They modernized the Pompeii family, I think, just a little bit, and they made it come together. I thought that was cool too. If this was
an American series, I'd think they'd taken up off the Roman holidays, the Hanna-Barbera cartoon, which was Hanna-Barbera trying to capitalize on the Flintstones and doing the same premise in ancient Rome. It wears it thin very quickly on that series. It's an interesting series to watch. If you can find it, watch it, at least an episode or two, just to get it. But there's a reason why the Jetsons and the Flintstones stuck around and the Roman holidays did not. But I love the almost sitcomness of that family. It was a lot of fun. Like I said, things I didn't like the augur. I think it dates a little bit, but again, that's just the time, all of Doctor Who dates a little bit. I really don't think it was, it was little details, nothing specific that brought it down for me. It just didn't bring, I don't start at a 10. It didn't bring it. You have to earn a 10. And I didn't feel it earned a 10, but I think of a strong 8.5, with a different augur, I think it would have been a solid 9. But it is just, it's a great episode. I agree with Christian. This is an episode that's easy to recommend to non-Whovians. I think it gets overlooked a little bit, just because there's no big, it's a monster of the week. There's no Daleks. There's no Cybermen. There's no one we see again until Capaldi becomes the Doctor. It's an average episode that is done really well. So I think it gets overlooked a lot in those top episode lists, but I think it definitely belongs in there. Yeah. So that's kind of my thoughts on that. That's everybody's thoughts on that. In fact,
that is
and we came in just over an hour, which is where we want to be. We're why don't we go around? Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Christian.
Well, no, there were a couple of. I didn't jump in, but if I'm jumping in, there were just a few things that come up. Of course, if you go to our YouTube channel, the YouTube poll, the question was: aside from Christmas, what other holidays should there be a Doctor Who special for? And look who is taking the big lead on this one. So, is it Halloween, New Year's Eve, Easter, or is Christmas just good enough and that's all you need to be? Halloween takes a 71. Wait a minute, Mark, how popular is now Halloween? Is it finally growing up?
It's getting there, but it's still not as big as the US.
Okay. So 71% of our audience says we need a Halloween special, and a Halloween special it is. Would you be happy if they added? I know they had one Halloween special, but I was disappointed because all it had was Halloween, the name, and for about 5 seconds you saw Halloween, and that was it. Nothing else after that. So.
I think Doctor Who does horror very well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think
television horror very well, because there's a big difference between television horror and like a movie horror. It does it very well. I don't think we need a Halloween special because we can just have a spooky episode. Mm-hmm. If that spooky episode happens to air around Halloween, all the better. But I don't think we need a Halloween special, big giant air quotes.
What is funny, I know this is going a little bit off topic, but when we get when everything was released at the same time, we used to get our stuff 6 months later from the US, so stuff like Buffy, Smallville, anything like that. So every time like Halloween, Thanksgiving, or Christmas special would happen in like spring or summertime in the UK because of the scheduling. The amount of time I used to watch Buffy's Halloween episode at like Easter or summertime because it was just 6 months out of date.
Oh, the delay.
But back in the days of a delay, yep.
Yeah.
Dave, I'm going to disagree. It's not that I don't think it's... I kind of like the fact that we have Christmas specials because we know that episode has to do something with Christmas. Either it takes a place around the time of, or it involves something that is Christmas. And I know what you're saying. Yeah, every Doctor Who episode could be a Halloween episode, depending on which. But I like the fact that it kind of maybe, if it centers around it, it could be more of, the Celtic Ireland, or the history of how trick-or-treating started, or something around Halloween, or maybe there's like a crossover monster that Dracula or Wolfman or the Mummy. I just think if it were more Halloween centric, I think people look forward to something that kind of pulls the needle over. You don't find it too much of New Year's. Easter, they had one. It was the Planet of Death. Is that the Dead Planet? Oh God, it was Christina de Souza. Oh
yeah, we got the double-decker bus in the desert.
Yeah,
episode.
That would have been a better title. The double-decker bus in the desert.
I'm now trying to.
Happy Easter.
The Planet of Death, or Dead Planet, or the Planet
of the
Dead. Planet of the Dead.
Planet of the Dead.
Oh, never mind.
Planet of the Dead. So, but I meant like Easter came up for one mention, and then he ate the rabbit ear, and that was it. That was the Easter special, and it came up on Easter.
It was the orange chocolate bowl.
Yep.
I just gotta say, we were in the.
Oh. Yeah, I have it somewhere too.
When we were in the. Sorry.
No, go ahead, Sean. Go.
When we were in the Chibnall era, I just gotta say, like, you're talking about the different special ideas and stuff. It's just like, man, when they said like, oh, we ran out of ideas for Christmas specials, I'm like, you guys, we have all of time and space. The whole planet.
I mentally punched a hole in my screen. I'm like, dude, really? You can't find anything at all. Seriously.
Go back to
Honestly,
Germany.
I think they ran out of
like
ideas with Dr. Mysterio. So
it's like go back to Germany in the 1800s, man. It's like that's just Earth. Like, I don't know. Go to Mars. I don't know. Think of something. But
Isn't it
Halloween
lovely?
special would be
Christmas?
Tom,
They had a Christmas Carol, which was awesome.
Tom, did you mention an orange chocolate ball?
Yeah, the one I have for like 3 years now, and it disappeared with the avalanche.
Right, just don't mention that the who makes them, because otherwise Melanie might have a heart attack if they're orange and round and.
My heart just hiccuped.
So,
Anyway,
My stomach just growls. Love Terry's chocolate orange.
we did a review of Bernie Summerfield, The Plague Herds of Excelis, and we asked the YouTubers, and they were opposite of us. For those who have heard it, what's your take on the Big Finish audio? 41% said it was great. 12% said it was okay. 18% said it wasn't that great, and 29% said, "What the heck are you talking about?" So, yeah, almost a majority of them said it was great. And I know our reviews were really ripping that episode apart. So, anybody have any comments about how our audience took that episode? For the ones
I
who
liked
wrote?
it.
I'm glad they loved
I
it.
liked the episode, so you know, I thought it was great, and I agree with the audience. The audience vindicating me.
Okay.
I should listen.
You said the audience didn't like it?
No, the audience did like it. Most of
The audience did like it. We were.
Oh,
we were
okay. Well,
kind
then I
of
should
like-
shut up then.
I'm glad that they did.
No,
I'm glad that they
it was-
did. Yes,
it
I'm
was
glad
me.
they liked it.
It had some good spots. I think I was just not the best in show, but yeah, they don't. Big Finish does not write and record just for moi, so we're good.
I thought
But
they
they
did,
should.
didn't they?
They should.
I prefer that. I mean,
So, well, without further ado, Dave, where would you like to go next? Do you want to go ahead and wrap her up?
Let's wrap her up. Why don't we go with? Do you want to do where we're going for conventions and whatnot?
Yes, and definitely make sure you come to. Oh, wait. Let me take the banner off so people can actually read it. Come to Epic Verse August 21st to 22nd. It is a Friday, and I think it opens midday, so just keep in mind. 21st and 22nd of this coming month. Free entry, free parking, and we will be there selling our coffee, our barbecue sauce, and the guys, I haven't told them yet, there might be a third sponsor. Let's see. So without further ado, make sure you get in there. It will be taking place on 522 Dog Track Road in Longwood, Florida. And our next stop will be with Melanie and the Daleks of Florida. This will be the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS over at Ancient City Con, September 25th through the 27th. Get your tickets now. Get your rooms now. And sadly, we will not be eating across the street. I wanted that to be our a go-to place, like our little thingy, but I guess we're gonna have to find another location. The problem is where we're at, Melanie. I don't know if you've ever been to Ancient City or the hotel we're going to be at. You have to. It's not like there's an off ramp. You actually have to go through an entire neighborhood to get to this location, and it's at the end of the neighborhood. I think it's kind of like the Four Seasons. If you ever been there in Disney World, it's like
you have to go through the World Golf Village.
Yeah, you have to go through Golden Oak to get to the Four Seasons Hotel. So it's the same thing here. But it's worth it. AncientCity.com and get your tickets now. And also make sure you give yourself some additional days to check out the city because it is beautiful, gorgeous, awesome. It's something to be beheld. I'm hoping I retire there a new day at the World Golf Village Renaissance Resort in St. Augustine, Florida. And one more thing, Candyman, please read this off because I don't want to make sure I don't miss anything about this. You can do that with a microphone, actually.
Terrible.
I am not there today. I am so sorry. I'm just sitting there trying to cool down, just drinking, and I don't want you guys to hear me slurp. You know what I mean? So yeah, we got a lovely former host or presenter on this show called Jessamine. She's just recently got married, so congratulations to her. She's now trying to create this new Doctor Who event with a couple of famous Doctor Who stars: Joe Martin, Sylvester McCoy, Kate Manning, Wendy, I can't pronounce the name, Padbury, and Michael Troughton. That's going to be, it's called Parallel world events. You can get your tickets. It's going to be in November time, and I think it is in some sort of house near Telford, in Shropshire. I think if I can read it bigger. Yep, it's the 100 House, Norton, near Ironbridge, Telford, Shropshire. That's how you pronounce it, Shropshire. Are you
going to be there, Mark?
I'm not sure, because that is the completely opposite direction of where I live. So I don't know at the moment. It's like going from like East Coast to West Coast, basically. But
Well,
England's smaller.
We may not have representation there, but we want to support our girl, Jessamine Humphreys, now Jessamine Campbell. Congratulations to Mr. Excuse me, Mr. and Mrs. Campbell. This is Jessamine's first outing to do her own. I think it's both of them, but
yep.
Jessamine is involved, who was a former panelist on here and did recently get married. So Gallifrey Gatherings, a Doctor Who celebration. Check it out and tell them the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS sent you to there. So that is all the conventions that we have lined up coming up.
Excellent. Now let's see where we can find everybody else. Let's just start below me. Gadget, where can we find you? Somewhere with a microphone.
Everybody.
Anywhere, everywhere. Lulu.com, guys. I need the money because this Saturday I'll be at the Bronx Anime and Comic-Con convention on the other side of the Bronx at Olmsted Avenue. I also will be at Anime NYC later in the month and possibly New York Comic-Con in October. Hopefully anything else right now, but isn't hopping along. But please, guys, Lulu.com. I need the money because jobs are scarce.
And they're good books. They're good books. She
They
just
are.
doesn't need the money. They're good books.
Excellent.
Promote.
And Candyman, where can we find you?
You can find me at my Instagram account, which is cyborg2100_cosplay. This weekend, I'm doing a gaming convention at Rapture in Colchester. And in a month's time, I'll be hopefully speaking with Clemso at Invasion. That's where you can catch me.
Excellent. And the wonderful Melanie Dean, where can we find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Pieces of Melee. I'm also on once in a while, like Happiness Patrol, or we're going Earth Station Who. I'll be there as well. So both of those are once a month. So little fun times to be had.
Excellent. And Sean, where can we find you, my friend?
You can find me on YouTube at Our Philosophy Is 9119. I just kind of do whatever on that channel usually. Usually I talk about science fiction or philosophy things in a queer-friendly space. Haven't really been posting much recently, but when I have, it's been about random thoughts that I have. The last one was about George Lucas, Star Wars, and the presumption of success. So if that interests you, then head over there. And feel free to contradict my opinions, because a lot of the time I change my own opinions on things pretty quickly when it comes to movies and stuff, because you know how that goes. But yeah, head over there if that interests you, and thanks.
Excellent. And Tom, Reverend Amagon himself, where can we find you? Hiding behind a donut. Okay.
Making
one
donuts.
donuts. If you know, you know. You can still find me on youtube.com at Reverend Amagon. Whether I do another talk show, only time will tell. But you can still catch me on doing a show, making snack reviews, stuff like that, and clean up the avalanche eventually.
Excellent. As for me, you can find me all over the YouTubes. You can find me every other Monday on Horses on Film. youtube.com/@horsesonfilm, talking the 100 best Westerns of all time. Occasionally Melanie pops on there. This past week we had Nick Smith on talking Man of the West. So it's a great show. Even if you don't like Westerns, come check it out. First Thursday of every month, so that'll be, I think, next Thursday, I believe, is Happiness Patrol with Melanie Dean. youtube.com/@Happiness Patrol Show. And we are talking Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Which one?
The original 1990.
The original 90s one.
Yeah.
That's better. Okay.
Yes.
That's better.
And whether we liked it or not, you'll have to tune in to find out. Dum, dum, dum. Spoiler, the show is called Happiness Patrol. The season is called Movies That Make Us Happy. So at least one of us liked it. Wah. So you'll have to see what everyone else had to say about it there. You can also find me in between all that on my own channel, youtube.com/theratHole, DOTCA. That's therathole.ca. But YouTube does not like URLs in their URLs. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is our show.
Awesome. Yay. I want to just give one shout out to our friends. I got this book. Thank you, Sean Levy, who also co-created this book. It is Ace Jacket, The Inside Story. I will try to provide the link for this on our social media, but I want to personally thank Sophie Aldred and Sean for signing it. Actually, Sean and his family are here visiting Disney, and he made sure to bring this with. This damn thing is heavy, Melanie.
That's awesome. This is awesome.
Like, look at. I was just like, okay, they got a few things.
Full color too.
Full color. And not only that, I felt bad because he handed it to me and it was raining out. I'm just like, God. Yeah. So I wrapped it up into like 3 bags and tried to get it out of there. So still good.
Yeah.
Still good. So thank you so much, Sophie Aldred, for that. Don't forget to check out that book. And also don't forget to check out before you leave. You'll have to subscribe on our social media, like, share, subscribe, comment. If you weren't here during the time that we went live, you can go ahead and post your comments and tell us what you think about the episode, The Fires of Pompeii. And last but not least, thank you. And last but not least, we are going to have a surprise guest coming on, but surprise no more. I'm going to pronounce this right. It is Chan Chipo Chung Tho, if you pronounce it right, but it's actually Chipo Chung. She will be with us 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, or for you blokes in the UK, Candyman time, 10 a.m. Lucky you guys. She'll be on to interview, talk about her time.
I'm in pajamas.
Exactly. It's going to be an interesting interview in pajamas.
We'll have a slumber party.
The lovely Chipo Chung, who's been on the show twice as Chanto, and the mysterious woman who tells Donna she's got a thing on her back in Turn Left. This is she's going to be on next Tuesday. So we won't have anything Tuesday night, but we'll definitely have something in the morning. And if you want live chat with her, by all means, come on in. So without further ado, anybody else have anything before we say goodnight?
Just the prayers for the people in Japan right now in the prefecture, that 7.1 earthquake. I'm just waiting to hear from my friend if she's okay.
That's right. For those of you in Japan, we hope... Why isn't this flipped? Sorry. I'm trying to... There he is. Took a while. So for those of you in Japan, all our love, thoughts, and prayers. I hope everything turns out okay. It's kind of weird hearing about earthquakes because Melanie and I are in Florida. And when we heard an earthquake was in Florida, I'm like, what? this thing kind of happens?
Yeah.
So
we had them in New York too. Mm-hmm.
I know. I just like, okay. I mean, it's rare. And somebody said, did you feel that? I'm like, no, I didn't feel a thing. So, well, without further ado, everybody, make sure you say goodnight to Simon on the way out. Please take care of yourselves. Thank you all so much for joining us. Again, Chipo Chung will be with us this coming Tuesday at 5 a.m., 10 p.m. on the UK time. And with further that, we're going to be saying goodnight, Simon. Until the next adventure, Tony! Take us out.
Simon.
Night, Simon.
Good night, Simon.
Night.